Here's how we get our clients the bag. Understanding what credit bureaus these banks pull from, right? So when you see me post, got a client $100,000, somebody will say scam, it's not possible, right? Because I know what you don't know. So I'm going to go to American Express, one inquiry, get them 20 bands.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Truist and get a Truist, and Truist pulls from Equifax, get them another 20. I'm going to go to U.S. Bank, we'll pull from TransUnion, get another 20. Now our client is up 60 bands, 0% interest. We go delete the inquiries, and then we go to 2 more banks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So understanding that funding sequence and understanding who to go to is super important. Can I give one more gem real quick?
Please.
I got a really good one.
Please.
On the personal side. So I've been dropping this crazy. So Apple credit card, the actual iPhone Apple credit, Apple Upgrade credit card, Westgate credit card,
Okay.
and GM Goldman Sachs credit card. These are 4 credit cards on the personal side. You can get these 4 credit cards and not get 1 inquiry. You want to know how?
How?
The mentorship is $50 a month. All you gotta do is go to the link in my bio, right? So, Apple credit card. You go to Apple, you fill out the app, and these credit cards, the benefit with them, they tell you what your credit is gonna be. That's the dope thing about it.
Pre-approval, right?
Pre-approval, and they tell you what it's gonna be. Like, yo, based on your credit, we'll give you a $3,000 credit card. If you like that number, you like bet. You go to transunion.com and you freeze your credit report. Go back to the website and accept the offer. Boom, it goes through. Now you got a $3,000 credit card coming. They put it on your phone. Now, unfreeze your credit again. Go to Upgrade. Upgrade's going to tell you what your credit limit's going to be. Run the same play over and over again. Now, I put it on the internet now. Y'all got like 90 days before they switch it up on you because I put it out there. So that's how you get 4 credit cards, 0 inquiries.
And it works because, for example, Apple credit card, same thing. I did the same exact thing. Same exact thing.
What they give you?
I think 19,000.
Damn.
Yeah,
They
it
gave
was
you
19,000.
19,000, no inquiry. How old
No
is that
inquiry.
card?
Probably like 2 or 3 years
2
old.
or 3 years old.
Yeah.
You got a 19,000 credit card for 2 or 3 years. So you already know, because you're in the funding space too. You know, on the business side, you're a $100,000 client.
Basically.
Because you got a 5-figure credit card that's over 2 years old. You clearly are responsible with money. It's ball game.
Yeah.
Over and over again. This is what they're not going to teach.
Yeah.
Because I need workers to make money. I need workers to work in my factory. And I know we said we touched on this a little bit because J.D. Rockefeller, he invented schools. He invented them, the school system, the Department of Education, right? So our now after the wars, mothers had to go to work too. Right? When the men were at war, they had to go to work. Now when the war was over, these factory owners was like, yo, having these men and women, this is lit. Now we have more workers. We could build more. We can make more money, right? But who gonna watch these kids? Let's put them in school for the exact hours that their parents are in school. And let's teach these kids how to become what? Workers. And the cycle continues till this day. Get an education, stay in school. Always think about the person who's giving you the message, what is in their interest to give you the message. Right? Stay in school, go to college. And they created the whole system works perfectly to keep the people in power in power. Go to school, you get an education, you go to work, you get your 401k, and you die. It's a great plan. That don't sound like a scam to me.
Wow,
right?
crazy.
You pay taxes on that money that you work for, right? They give you that money post-tax. And every time you spend it, you get taxed. Every time you save it, you get taxed. Every time you invest it, you get taxed. If I hand you $1 that I already got taxed for, the moment I hand it to you, you got to pay taxes on it. Right, but I'm the scammer. Right? I'm like, oh no, the tax is for us to build roads. So you build a road with my tax dollars, and then you tax me to use the road. They put tolls on the roads. In New York, I heard y'all taxing dudes just to drive into their neighborhood. Like,
the city.
y'all wild in here. How much?
Wow.
without the tag,
$13.50.
It's crazy.
Just to get inside the city.
Just to get inside
and
the
most
city.
times people are going for work, whatever the case may be too.
And now I gotta pay $13.50. That's another tax for me to go to work and come home. That's wild. But yeah, entrepreneurs are the scammers. People who trying to give you the game We scammers. But listen, that's how we run up a bag. That's how you get a quick little funding play for my people who's starting to build their credit profile.
Breaking news, and I wanted to be the first person to let you guys know that we are bringing the Motion and Success community back, guys. So listen, this is going to be the #1 community for entrepreneurship growth. We're going to be showing you, #1, how to go out and use credit to fund and scale your business. We're getting approvals every other day inside our funding company. And I'm going to be showing you what's working in today's market so that way you're not left out. #2, we're going to show you exactly the strategies on how Motion and Success was able to grow from 0 followers all the way up to 150,000 plus subscriber and millions of views across different channels in less than a year and a half. I'm going to be breaking down that information as well. And not only that, we're going to be inviting our alumni back inside the community to be able to wrap their arms around you guys, give you more intimate information, give you that help that you guys need, so that way you're able to start growing and scaling your business. So listen, guys, if you want that kind of information, you want that kind of family love, if you want that kind of guidance in your business, if you want Motion and Success for yourself, go ahead and join us in the Motion and Success community. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys inside the community.
That's a quick little play for y'all. Age out those credit cards, because I got to give you the long-term play, because I'm not one of the internet teachers that's going to tell you a quick da-da-da-da-da. Nah, this is a long-term play. Fixing your credit, 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Right? Getting your first credit card, it might be $1,000 credit card because you're starting off. You got to build it up over time. That's going to take 2-3 years. Right? You are seeing the results of 7, 8, 9, 10 years of work.
Right.
That's what you're seeing. Right? So you gotta do the work now, because guess what's gonna happen? The time's gonna pass anyway.
Yep.
There's a good friend of mine, he's a doctor. He was homeless at a time. He was 18 years old, homeless. An old head was on the bench with him. He's like, how are you homeless? He's like, oh man, you know. And he was like, well, what did you want to be when you grow up? He's like, I wanted to be a doctor. He's like, how long does it take to be a doctor? He's like, 8, 9 years. He was like, all right, bet. So be a doctor. He's like, it's going to take too long. He was like, 8 years is going to pass no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you're either going to be a doctor or you're not. But the time's going to pass anyway. So that's why me being really passionate about this information, I want to get it in your hands now early, because 2 years is going to pass down. 3 years is going to pass anyway. Either you're going to be up or you're still going to be calling everybody a scammer on God's internet because you didn't want to do the work. And I did.
Nah, that was a real gem right there, and I know a lot of people is definitely going to run off
I
with
hope
that
it'll
one.
put a battery in their back to motivate them, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm giving you the
Definitely
structure.
does.
I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm telling you what banks to go to. I'm telling you go to the banks that pull from different credit bureaus. If you want to know where banks pull from, go to creditboards.com. That's a good website where it teaches people like, all right, where does this credit card pull from? And it'll tell you, because it's created by a community of people who actually got approved. They tell you what their data points is. Like, listen, I put on the application, I made 50,000. I had a 700 credit score, and this is how much they gave me. So all the credit cards, it gives you all that information. That's another great website I use for when I'm funding my clients, and then clients who want to do it on their own. That's a great place to go to also.
So like, what about like activities or even businesses like that people can get into, whether it might be investments or even like a business venture? Like what's some of those things they could plug the money in?
Bro, I'm very careful with that, because I'm at a place where the advice that I give, I'm able to take risk and take losses that you may not be able to take. So I got to be careful when I give that type of advice. So when you're coming in, that's why I said fund responsibly. So that's why when you're coming to me for funding, I hope you have a business plan. I
Right.
hope you have a marketing plan. One of my mentors, Storm Leroy, out of New York too, he was like, your job should be your first business partner. Right? You got a job, that $200-$400 you got left over at the month, that's what you start your t-shirt company with. Don't go get credit to do that, because you got to execute and lose your own money, because it's not a real loss, because next month you're going to have another 200 left over. So say for instance, you bought the t-shirts for 200 and you sold them for 500. You made a profit of 300. You did it. Guess what? Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Become really good at it. Now you're making $1,000 a month because you've done it so much. You're like, yo, I know how to do this in my sleep. Off of $200. Then you go to your second business partner, American Express, Chase, Wells Fargo, because now you're making deposits in your business checking account. So clearly you know something. Now they're going to give you the 10 bands, 15 bands. If you did that with 300, what could you do with 10,000? Now you know how to market at this point. You know how to go on Instagram and tell a story about your brand. So That's super important. But to answer your question, what should you invest in? I'm gonna say the same corny stuff. Everybody should be invested in real estate, right? Cash flow chases assets, right? So I would tell people buy assets.
Right.
And the different there's many different assets classes. You can buy businesses now, which is really important. I want to talk about that a little bit because the baby boomers, they're dying, and they're leaving businesses. So the government and banks actually want people to buy businesses now because it's going to keep the economy going. So the laundromat, the dry cleaners, the restaurants, right? They have SBA loans. You put the 10% down, the government will front you the other 90%. So you can purchase the business. Now, I tell people this. The cool thing to say on Instagram is credit is not king, cash is king. And I don't believe
they say cash flow.
It's cash flow. Credit is not king, cash is not king. It's cash flow. Buying things that create cash flow is super important. So that's what I tell people to do. So right now, me and my team are looking into real estate. We're looking into businesses to purchase because all these things are going to be up for sale in the next 5 to 10 years because these cats is dying and they buying it and they selling it for the cheap.